This one particular woman, it ripped her entire scalp out, caught hold of her ponytail.
Hey everybody, Davey Dog here, Dave Foster, Fontaine Family, the real estate leader. I'm a full-time professional realtor in the state of Maine, and I help my sellers safely sell their homes. Today I'm here with Jeff Scully, who's also a Saco resident, and I've known him for quite a few years, like 25 years, huh Jeff?
Something like that.
Yeah, and I saw an article in the paper about some students in Saco who did a mural at the train station. I thought it was kind of cool, so I thought I'd come down and check it out. And this is it right here, and it's talking about a story that happened where a baseball landed in a train and went to Canada, and then it came back and it had Babe Ruth and some other people's signatures on the ball, which I thought was kind of cool. I'm not sure how true or not true the story is, but it reminded me that my friend Jeff wrote a couple of books. This is one of them. It's called It Happened Right Here, about the history of Saco and Biddeford, I guess, right?
And Old Orchard Beach.
And Old Orchard Beach, and some of the happenings that went on here. So Jeff, what kind of stuff happened here? And
I'll tell you what, Dave, this is an amazing area to live in, to grow up in, and I think a lot of people just don't understand or appreciate the history. The history of the Saco area goes all the way back to 1603, when the first English ship sailed up the Saco River with a gentleman by the name of Martin Pring was the captain. And it was the first time that there were English-speaking people in this area. They came up as far as the falls in Saco,
wow.
And then turned their ship around and went back and sailed up and down the coast and did a little bit.
Couldn't get over the falls, huh?
Couldn't get past the falls, so that's where they stopped and they turned around and had to go
So
back.
there were, that was a long time ago, but there were some issues with Indians here too at the time, right? There were,
absolutely, yeah.
There were settlers that come in. I think they settled what, in Biddeford, on the Biddeford side?
On both sides.
Both sides.
The whole area was called, well, it's been called lots of things. It was,
yeah.
First it was Saco, then it was Biddeford, and then it was, Saco side was Pepperell Borough for several years, for several decades. And then it split in Biddeford on one side, Saco on the other side.
Wow, that's cool. And I'm looking right down the street at Pepperell Square.
Yeah.
So there's some of the names like the Cutts family. I think was he a ship's captain or something?
He was a ship captain.
Yeah.
There was Colonel Spring, who had a house over where Deering Lumber is right now on Springs Island. And Colonel Cutts' house was where the power plant is right now.
Okay.
At the top of the hill there.
So I read this book. Not a big reader, but I did read this. And I remembered one story. Yeah. I remember one story about this young woman, I guess, who was working in a mill on Main Street. Is that correct?
No, right at Factory Island.
Oh, Factory Island, one of the.
Us.
And she got her hair cut in the loom.
It was a dangerous place to work.
Yeah.
And there were looms and things spinning and lots of machinery going all the time.
Huh.
And it happened quite often where people would get articles of clothing or pieces of their hair caught in a thing, and this one particular woman, it ripped her entire scalp out, caught hold of her ponytail or her long hair.
And so did she die?
She died.
She died.
Yeah, she
wow.
did die.
Yeah, they probably didn't have a lot of medical stuff going on back then
by
too.
the time they got to her, she had bled to death.
Bled to death.
Just
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Well, I really appreciate you just stopping by and like helping me out with a little bit of history of Saco. This went on a little bit more than 2 minutes. I usually try to keep these 2 minutes to 2 minutes, but I appreciate it, Jeff, and thanks for meeting with me. And don't forget, today's the day. Don't dog it.